Well, another batch of results from the primary just came in. So joining me is political analyst Sandeep Kaushik. Sandeep, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Let's turn now to the congressional races. One of the biggest ones, of course, as you know, is District 3, Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez. And it looks like it's going to be shaping up to be John Braun there. You see a picture of them. What do you think about this race so far?
Well, this is one of the hottest congressional races, not just in Washington State, but in the country. There's only 18 swing districts that the analysts say exist around the country. This is one of them. They're finishing right now, as of last night, they were a couple, tenths of a percentage point apart between John Braun and Marie. So it's going to be a close race. A lot of money is going to pour into this race. I will say one good thing for Marie Perez is that when you add up the total Democratic vote in the primary, it's about 56% Democratic. Now, a lot of those people didn't vote for her. They were kind of more progressive voters that voted for her more progressive opponent. But nonetheless, that bodes well for her. This is a red district, and if the Democratic vote is that high, that's telling you even down there in Southwest Washington, there's a Trump effect happening of people unhappy with the way things are going, and they're kind of blaming Trump and the Republicans.
Right. We'll see. We'll see. John Braun, obviously a longtime state senator here, very well known, moderate Republican. So we'll see if he's going to give her a big challenge come November. We'll wait and see on that. I want to move now, though, because we don't have a lot of time to the other congressional district. I want to talk about this one. Adam Smith, we know he was going to be comfortable, so that's not a surprise that he has moved through. But when you look at the numbers, Doug Bassler, it looks like he is the one, because obviously he's getting the check, so he's going to be against Adam Smith there. But look at the third person on that list, Kshama Sawant. That's interesting because it's a very, very disappointing result for her, especially since she has such name recognition. A lot of people were expecting her to do better. What is your take on this one?
It really is surprisingly poor finish for her, right? And she was obviously on the city council all those years, the firebrand, socialist, leftist, outsider, troublemaker. She got into this race and she went hard at Adam Smith, attacking him on his support for Israel in the past and things like that.
Yeah, it got very spicy between Sawant and Smith there during the campaign.
She was saying he should be brought up on charges and jailed and stuff like that. And it just didn't really resonate here and does not look at this point like she's going to get through the primary.
Yeah, so it looks like even a lot of people within her district kind of over her in that sense, at least in this congressional big race.
Well, someone was saying to me today that, she chose not to, she's not a Democrat. She chose not to run as a Democrat. She thinks the Democratic Party is too far to the right. And without that Democrat label behind her, I think that really hurt her. This is a very Democratic district. And,
you're right about that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the other seats that's gotten a lot of attention, right? It's those districts that represent Seattle specifically and people who work in Olympia. So first, Jamie Peterson. Let's talk about this race, the 43rd district. And he's a big name because of the fact that he is one of the main architects of the income tax targeting millionaires. Jamie Peterson handily with 71%. And trailing him far behind is Hannah Sabio Howell. And then I want to also switch the graphic to the 43rd district if we can, you guys, to show what's going on there. That is also a district that represents Seattle. And the 46th district is Jerry Pollitt. He's a longtime representative. And it looks like the person that's going to go against Jerry Pollitt would be Will Dreyer. And that's the other person, if we can flip that, if we can show that if we can. But I kind of recapped it there for you. What is the big standout for those two races? Because it looks as though you had longtime incumbent Democrats with these new names. What's interesting about that?
Couple of things really interesting about it. One, we've been seeing all over the country that the Democratic establishment has been kind of wobbling and losing some races, incumbents, to more left Democratic socialist outsiders. Saw that in New York and Denver and other places. Here, didn't happen. Jamie Peterson getting 71. He's up, more than 50 points in this race. I'm really surprised at how big that margin is. I figured he would do fine, but I did not expect this kind of blowout in that race. Similarly, in the other race, Jerry Pollitt's solidly over 50% right now in the count, and so these Democrat, kind of long-time incumbent Democratic establishment types seem to be doing pretty well. The other big thing about this race is the mayor. Katie Wilson had, in a very splashy way, kind of pulling a Zoran Mamdani kind of play, endorse the insurgent leftist outsiders. So that's very unusual to endorse against a sitting Democratic Senate Majority Leader, Jamie Peterson, but she did, and it did not pan out for her, right? There is no indication here that the candidate she endorsed, she did not endorse Dreher, she endorsed the third candidate in that 46 race, Ron Davis. He's finishing a distant third. Hannah Sabia Howell's at 19% in this race. So it certainly raises some questions about the mayor's political coattails and her political strength there.
Yeah, so you're saying because those two candidates that she endorsed are very, very far behind.
Very far behind, yeah.
All right, we'll see where this all plays out because really the big days come November. That's going to get very exciting. Always nice to see you, Sandeep. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hannah.
All right, so as ballots continue to be counted, you can find the latest results right here on Seattle News Tonight. You can also find them on our website, fox13seattle.com.